Hey everybody, we are doing our second night of Austin City Limits with Lyle and the Large Band, and I have a special treat for you.
Hey.
What's happening, brother?
That sounds great. Sounds great. Leland Sklar,
Leland.
John Fanning,
Hi, how are you?
David Lloyd,
Hello.
and Tom Elskis.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Leland's been doing videos every day of every place we play.
All right.
And he heard your set last night. And
I watched it this morning.
Yes, we've watched it. It's
It's
wonderful.
wonderful.
Loved it.
so Leland wanted to get a little, up close and personal with you.
That's good. Okay, who's the interviewer? Are you the interviewer?
Leland,
Okay.
Or would you like to talk about your history with the guys?
Yeah, okay.
I met Tom and John and David in 1976 because I used to book the coffee house at Texas A&M University. We were mainly a student performance space, but we had enough budget to hire real professionals, two or three times a year. And they were managed by Moon Hill Management here in Austin that managed all the great acts.
Willis Allen and all sorts of people.
Murphy.
Sleep at the Wheel.
Oh, wow.
Rusty Weir.
Yeah, Rusty Weir.
And I called Joe Priesnitz, rest his soul, who said I've got the perfect act for you, and he told me about Kiwi and sent him over, and they were nice enough. We had very little money to pay them, and they were nice enough to stay at my apartment that weekend.
Where I woke up drooling into the floorboards on the living room floor.
That's a good spoon player would do.
And Lyle's parents couldn't be more. They were beautiful.
My parents came up the next day. It was football. They always came up for all the football games, and they always brought me food. And so we sat around our little kitchen table there and had something to eat with my folks.
That's cool.
Anyway, I've been friends with John and David and Tom ever since. And you all have not played together for how many years?
41
I'm saying
years.
43, but 44.
Before last
Oh my
night?
goodness.
Yeah, that's right.
night,
Before
yeah.
last night.
Man, I would have sworn it was only 38.
Time
we
flies
did.
when you're getting
Now,
old.
David flew in on Monday and we practiced at my place for 3 days. So that counts, Leland. It was like
It was rehearsing.
We
yes.
went through those songs 9 times.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
But we were listening to the old tapes from Grins that Darren
Darren
Elt
Appelt, yeah.
recorded, and so that's how I was refreshing my memory with the songs before I came down. So
You were learning your own songs.
I was learning my own songs again because
Get away from
you
them,
need a little
yeah.
brushing up.
and back then we were kids and the tempos were just screaming.
Yeah, we were
And there are
excited.
certain reasons why.
Does the term all hopped up and nowhere to go have any meaning for you? Because that was us.
I don't know what he's talking about. That's I know nothing.
But Lyle's been kind to us. We've been ever so grateful for what he's done.
Yes.
We did help him. He slept on our couches.
And he didn't get mad at me when I blew his
Say it.
beautiful Mercedes up.
That was a wild night.
Sucked a valve in his old, beautiful
Classic.
little
Yeah, that
Mercedes
black-
that he
was that
loved,
black- your
and
black
just blew it
Mercedes, yeah.
up, baby.
That was a fun night when well, I remember Juan Crouch towed you from Austin to Fredericksburg and across a field. And
Yeah,
it was
Juan
was an
Crouch
off-road
pulled
adventure.
me across a cornfield, and in his dually truck, and I was on a 4-foot chain like this. So I had the chain over, and I'm looking out the window, and the corn's slapping me in the face, and he lets the car go. He snaps the truck around, the chain parts. His car is sliding sideways into the studio where he's recording, and it stopped where it goes up against the studio, and I can't get out the door. Yeah.
Why did you lend him the car in the first place? That's what I
He didn't ask us first. That would never happen.
I just figured he wouldn't mind if I borrowed it.
We have been friends all these years, and John Fannin had continued on after Kiwi to play with Rusty Weir, Jerry Jeff Walker.
Yeah, B.W. Stevenson for a couple tunes, and then W.C. Clark did an album with
W.C.
him.
Clark.
Yeah.
How cool.
That's
fun.
great.
How cool. David Lloyd is a successful financial advisor who lives in Florida.
Used to be. Now I'm retired, and as soon as I retired a few years ago, I started playing music again. I never stopped, of course, but since then I've been performing again, and
That's
I
great.
needed to because these guys are all appearances aside, they're pretty good. And I had to practice so I could keep
Yeah,
up.
you want to bring your game
I didn't
when you
want
do
to
it.
suck with these
Yeah.
guys, so I tried to hold up my end here.
Tom has continued to sing and write songs and live here in the Austin area, mainly in the Austin area, and has sat in with us several times here.
I took a few years off to get shot and quit playing music, but anyway, that all
And also,
that all
don't
worked
forget
itself
that
out.
Lyle on Natural Forces, Lyle recorded Bohemian.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're playing
Thank
this,
you for that.
Are you kidding? Thank you for that.
Tommy can retire now.
That's right.
Yeah. Hundreds
Too
of dollars
late.
a year. is
I
Robert.
retired about 30 years ago.
Oh,
I just
hey.
didn't know it.
And that's why you're sitting down. Everybody else is standing.
Well, I'm a spoon player.
Oh, there you go.
You are a badass spoon player too,
is.
man.
Well, thank you.
It was such a treat to you guys last night. Were just, I mean, it was really so much fun to hear your set.
We
And
appreciate that. It was a lot of fun for us. It was like, okay, this is it. I can go home now.
We finally, Lyle kept pestering us for 30 years to do this, right? And we made every excuse in the world.
he's relentless.
And I know. And so we finally caved in, right? And I was having anxiety attacks yesterday, and got on stage last night, and it was just about like old times.
Yeah.
And suddenly it was a whole different ball game, and tonight I'm laid back, baby.
I really enjoyed last night.
It was
I'm
wonderful.
going to leave it at that because God knows
appreciate
what's
that.
going to happen now.
Probably
thank
nothing.
you
My
for
hand
coming.
hurts.
And there were some pretty funny comments on the YouTube
Yeah.
thing. I don't know.
Now, one of the things people are curious because there's a lot of people from New Zealand that
Yeah,
check in,
right.
and they're all wanting to know about Kiwi and where it came from.
Well, here's the deal. We were in Vail. My previous partner broke a contract, so I had to fulfill a contract in Vail, Colorado. I called David up to go do John Denver and Jim Croce and all the standards for après ski. And this
Yep.
guy got in the middle, heard about it, changed it to Little Feet and Rycooter and
Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal, everybody. Go do the gig, right? Get fired in the middle of the season because the music was too good.
Only took 6 weeks to get us fired, man.
But we had no name for the band.
Oh, that's right.
And they
Okay.
kept saying, we got to put something in the paper. So we were up there with our cowboy boots in the snow, polishing them every day because they
Wait a
were
minute,
ruined.
that's the fun part.
Yeah.
We gave the party first. We were going to give a lid of grass
I
away.
forgot about the
We're
party.
going to come up with the best name of the band.
Name the
And
band
then
party.
so the best name that was pulled out of the hat was Fur-Bearing Western Omelet. That was going to be our name.
I don't think the girls would have liked that
No,
name too
and
much.
and to David's right. I was in the Army, so I was out of the Army, and I was used to Kiwi shoe polish. And I just looked at him and said, well, here it is right here. This is what we should call it. Something.
And we said,
Nobody-
why
And
not?
those,
No
and those
objections.
cans all have that little kiwi
Yeah,
bird
they
on
do.
them.
All right, so
Yeah.
apologies to the real Kiwis around the world, but that's the sad
Yeah,
truth.
there is.
We got the
There ain't
name.
no Australia in there. Yeah.
Yeah, we were never really good at picking band names.
You know, I remember I was working on when Don Henley was just doing studio work in L.A., and he came up to me at one of the sessions and he goes, "Do you think Eagles is a stupid name for a band?" And I said, "I thought Beatles was a stupid name for a band. All I could think of was insects, you know." And I said, "Just make good music, the name will follow. Just don't worry about it." But really excited to hear you guys tonight. It was such a
appreciate that.
good show last night.
Thank you very much.
Really enjoyed it. And no matter what Lyle said afterwards.
It just sounded like we were playing together all over here.
It still was.
You know, he's always thrilled to see us, but I think it's like we're like kind of like New Orleans, where after you're there for a couple of days, it's time to go.
I think it's time to go. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Have a great show. Have a great show. Hi. Bye.
Thank you.